Hi, good evening. Today we are going to learn telecom traffic monitoring for fraud control system. In the recent months, controlling of illegal call bypass like VoIP call and other mobile internet related threats become the major issues for the telecom internet service providers and the regulator traffic monitoring. So here the misuse of telecommunication internet service and with the requirement of efficient regulation, revenue evaluation and verify quality of the telecom services for controlling these illegal activities. So for this need transparency and reporting issues in telecoms. Why? Because it affects economic importance. The telecom sector is characterized by an overall lack of transparency by the negativity impacts of all stakeholders, including governments, telecom regulators, consumers, and operators themselves. Insufficient reporting and lack of visibility over the traffic exchange. So for that, impede the regulatory oversight of the sector, create a fertile ground the fraud, and affect the integrity and the security of the telecom networks. And you must observe, that means telecom must observe to prevalent fraud scenario encompasses different types of fraud. The ever-changing techniques deployed are making it more difficult to catch fraudulent partner carriers, while most carriers can identify at most times fraudulent patterns on their networks. Contractual service agreements and fear of incorrectly blocking of legitimate traffic can make the elimination of fraudulent traffic complex. The wholesale fraudulent module allows carriers to gain comprehensive visibility of their network of traffic, allowing them to identify fraudulent attacks and address them quickly with the highest level of accuracy in the market. See here different type of VoIP networks, and it is the network problem, and here is the updated of rule library is not observing by the telecom, that's why it is going on to by gateway. Okay, so here the next one scenario is advanced protection against false answer supervision. The false answer supervision most of the times occurs when there is a lack of synchronization between VoIP leg and PSTN leg of the call on the VoIP to PSTN gateway. When the call reaches the gateway from the VoIP network, gateway tries to establish a connection with the called number, but the most likely due to an incorrect configuration, it cannot detect the states of the call, which is returned by the PSTN network. So this is called party rigging, called party connected. Therefore, the gateway forces the answer state which normally occurs immediately after the arrival of the call from the VoIP network of a few seconds. The problem is that the gateway answer the according to its own settings. See here, when the test factory is going on to the signal payment for the call direction termination, organizing providers, service provider, and it is the carrier and wholesaler of the VoIP gateway according to that the local carrier and to the call subscriber. If the call attempt triggers distant rigging, early answer signal triggers billing the previous switches. That's why here the proactive protection against call stretching with the test factory is needed. Why? Because call stretching is an inter-carrier fraud type of occurs and internet voice services where fraudulent carriers transit provider plays a recording with a fragment of a conversation during the time of the call, and with the smart detection performs an automated comparison of the channel voice to the text conversation against the original recording to the more quickly detect cases of fraud and stop being charged for illegal calls. See here, one of the person is the asking, hello, may I help you? Here, hello sir, I cannot understand. Here the giving of the gap, the according to that the gap, he is taking of the specifications. That means he can take whether it is the party is hands up or not. So according to that observation, he is going to the file. Okay, so this is called that rigging of party rigging and rigging call of the establishment. So next one is the SIP trunking a scalable fraud door. And here the session initial protocol trunking is the way of providing telephone calls using data rather than fixed lines and SIP is the natural replacement for fixed lines, and in addition offers a greater flexibility and resilience of white list of being a lower price of the point. So here a key pattern identified on the type of a fraud is the huge number of apparently random calls to destinations such as Asian countries and that are not specifically high cost, that is most dissimulated, and as residential numbers can get below the radar, creating a huge impact of the revenue. So here the call transfer the to premium rate numbers, that is IPX by PBX of hacking is going on to SIP trunk initialization of a session, according that the transaction is going on to the local mobile networks. So, okay, so here to avoid of these sequences, it is needed of the centralized monitoring system. The traffic monitoring system shall be the centralized monitoring. For this requirement of having lawful interception and international of the gateway, and intercepted of the records shall be fetched into the central monitoring system located at the authority's premises, and needed of mainly to observe the traffic method and analysis, fraud control, quality of service monitoring, and focusing of the features is traffic control system, quality of service, and fraud detection and fraud traceback systems, and interconnection traffic billing systems and mobile money monitoring systems to monitor all mobile transactions, central equipment of identification register, and an automatic device detection system. So market surveillance to monitor the compliance with the TROI regulations and international and national of interconnection rates, and automated fraud detection system, and calls of robocalls, and a detail of the fraud QoS and traffic analysis. We must concentrate on these features. According to my conclusion, for this traffic monitoring and fraud control system, the traffic method system shall be the key component and act as a backbone for the whole solution, comprising of all the various components that will leverage the benefit from the traffic measurement system. So here must be generating the call details of the record, invoicing the licensed operators, and monitor the status of the interconnections and national connections, and flexible adapt of the different technologies like security services 7 and SAP and Citron, VoIP, etc. by the operators, and capture signaling information and extract the call details from the signaling links and non-intrusive, and provide real-time of visualization of the operator's traffic exchange status. So, and also the main importance is to interact between the different type of providers like Airtel to Reliance, Reliance to Voda, and Voda to Idea to BSNL. All these coordinations is needed, and also it is needed by the gateway and also international calls. Then only it is possible to control this type of online cyber crimes, and we can give that the best efficient specifications from the government sectors and private sectors also. Then only it is possible. Okay, thank you. So here I am giving that one of the example, that is total population. That means a simple sample size. One area total population is 2 lakhs, and subscriber presentation penetration is 0.25, and holding the time for mobile to landline and vice versa, that is holding time is 100, and average cost per hour mobile or landline vice versa, that is 3, and for mobile to mobile, that is 80, and for mobile to mobile 4, and traffic 1 millisecond can hold, that is 1800 of megahertz of the time milliseconds, and the traffic distance equal to 0.9, and the calculations is equal to traffic generated by the subscriber. That means the mobile the specification 2, and the mobile to landline, landline to mobile, that is C1 into HT1, that is C1 in the sense average calls, and HT1 is the holding of the time by 3600 the milliseconds overall. So according to that, this we know that the wholesale subscriber of the position, total wireless subscribers, and total traffic equal to wireless subscriber into traffic distribution, that is gives the total of the traffic position. If the milliseconds of created int is int of that means I mean here will the one value will come, that is a float value, so it can be converted into the integer, so according to that it can be rounded of the integer of the specification. So result is displays like this: total traffic for the 4194, that is alongs, and a number of milliseconds required for are 3. That means each and every 3 seconds automatically it generates the one more of ID of the specification. So this is the observation of gateway of the specification interrelated of the all service providers. Okay, according to my knowledge, I did it this. Okay, in this any of the advices I can obey of transactions. Thank you. So once I can execute of this program. So this is the program. I am pressing F5. So, okay, it gives like this. Okay, thank you.